Hi everybody, happy Monday. I may have to miss my yoga class tonight, so instead I am going to post a video here that you can watch whenever you'd like. If you want to watch it tonight, the same time as we usually do our classes, that's perfect. It will be on my Instagram for you all to see. It's just going to be a nice like 20 to 30 minute flow to stretch out and work the body in ways that we might not have done today so far. So without further ado, let's get started. So we'll start on our bellies, on our yoga mat, and I will meet you there. Coming all the way down onto the belly and bringing the arms out to a bent position. So both arms are bent, cactus arms, and flatten everything down, palms down. This practice will be aimed at releasing any excess tension in the body, any leftover stress from last week or this weekend that we've dragged with us into this new week. And our intention is just to open up in whatever way that speaks to you. The mind, the body, the arms. We'll look to our left hand and come on to the fingertips and start to press over onto the right side of the body, pulling the knees into the chest as we're facing the left side wall. And feel free to adjust that right hand in whatever way feels right. To feel that long stretch in the front, the right side. Breathing deeply here, really pressing all 5 fingers into the ground on that right hand. We'll start to extend the legs, coming back onto the belly, arms coming back into that cactus arm position. Maybe rocking the hips from side to side. And we'll look to the right hand, coming onto the fingertips. And we'll start to shift our body to face the right wall, bringing the knees into the chest. Adjusting that left arm. And you should feel this as a really deep stretch in the left chest, in the left shoulder. And really letting the body be heavy here. We'll start to extend the legs, coming back to center, coming to those cactus arms. We'll rock the hips from side to side, releasing any excess tension. And then we'll come onto the fingertips of both hands and start to lift up, keeping the chin tucked. And like a wave, we'll crest at the top and release. Let's take that 2 more times. So we press the fingers down, lifting up, tucking the chin. And we exhale, coming all the way back down. 1 more time. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, coming down. We'll walk the hands underneath the shoulders. Press the hips up. Open the knees nice and wide. And sit back into our extended child's pose. Reaching those fingertips out nice and long, pulling the hips back. Starting by scooping the belly, we'll pull everything in and come to a seated position on our knees, walking the knees in line with the hips. All right, we're going to interlace our fingers behind the back. We'll take both knuckles over to the left side, sitting up nice and tall. And then we'll tip the head over to the right. Trying to keep this left shoulder down and relaxed. We'll start to nod the chin up and down. So if you're unsure of this action, we're just rocking that ear back and forth on the shoulder. And I'm allowing my eyes to close here so I can really get lost in the feeling. This is a really deep stretch for the neck. We'll slow it down, and then very easily lift the head back up to center. And we'll bring the knuckles all the way around to the right hip, the opposite hip. Dropping the head over to the left. And as if we're rubbing our ear on our shoulder, we'll nod the chin back and forth, trying to stay relaxed in that right shoulder, feeling the length in the trap in the side of the neck. We'll slow it down and start to lift all the way up, moving slowly back to center. Good. We'll take the hands behind our back and just press the knuckles down towards the floor and lift the heart. Nice. Coming back to center, we'll unhook the hands and walk out to all fours. Knees underneath the hips, wrists under the shoulders. We'll start our cat-cow, so dropping the belly, open the heart towards the front space. Taking an inhale, and as we exhale, we press into our cat pose. Looking towards the belly button, curving the spine. And inhale, drop the belly, cat. And exhale. This is cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale. Take a few more rounds of this at our own pace. We're going to begin by circling the body towards the right. So making big circles with the rib cage. Letting the head come along for the ride. And when our head and our hips are moving towards the right, we'll freeze. So we're looking over that right shoulder, the hips are leaning towards the right. Feeling a nice side body stretch. And we'll reverse, so starting to send the rib cage to the right, head and hips to the left. Making circles with the body. And the next time the head and hips are to the left, we'll pause. Coming back to center. We'll walk the hands out as wide as the mat, turning the fingertips out. Then walk the knees out as wide. We'll take one set of cat-cow, dropping the belly. And lifting. Coming back to neutral. We'll press our weight into our left hand as we reach the right arm up. And we'll thread it through right shoulder, right ear coming down. But feel free to extend this arm up overhead or keep it planted and use it to press this twist further. We'll unwind, pressing that left hand down, bringing both hands underneath the shoulders once again, and then walking them out as wide as the mat. We'll take a set of cat-cow, dropping the belly, inhaling, and exhaling. Coming back to a flat back. We'll press our weight down into our right palm and lift the left arm high. And we'll thread it through. Left shoulder coming down, left ear as well. We'll plant this right hand and lift back up to all fours. We'll start to walk the hands out as far as they can go, letting the heart fall, taking our puppy pose. On our next inhale, we'll lift up, start to walk the hands back just a little bit. We'll tuck the toes, move the knees in line with the hips, and lift all the way up to our first down dog. Keeping the knees bent here, we'll pedal out the feet. And trying to lift the hips up to the sky. Breathing here. Pressing down through all 10 fingers, all 10 knuckles. Pressing it all down. We're going to shift the heels over to the right side, keeping the hips high. We'll look up underneath the left shoulder. Feeling a nice stretch in the side body. And we'll come back to center and take it on the other side. So heels drop to the left, toes to the right. And we look underneath that right arm. We'll lift the hips and the heels back to center. We'll walk it out. We'll take it once again, dropping the heels over to the right. And this time, we'll pull that right knee in and lower it down to the middle of the mat. Plant the right palm below the shoulder and reach the left arm by the ear. So right arm pressing down, left arm reaching towards the front wall. Nice. Let's walk the hands all the way around to the back foot. This time the left hand will plant on the shin or the side of the bottom of the leg, and we'll reach the right arm up and back. Breathing deeply here. We're going to have a little fun now. We'll reach the arm up and over, cartwheeling the hands down. We'll swivel that bottom knee underneath us, swivel the back toes, and we'll rock forward and back. We'll plant that back foot down, and we'll step the right foot to meet in downward facing dog. Walking through the heels, keeping the knees nice and easy. We'll rock the heels over to the left side now. Looking out towards the right wall. We'll suck that left knee in and lower it down in the middle of the mat. Planting the left hand now, right arm reaching up and out by the right ear. Lowering that right hand down, we'll walk all the way to the back. Right hand coming onto right shin, and the left arm is reaching up and over. We'll cartwheel the hands all the way down, swiveling that left foot and the right. We'll press the right foot down as we lift the left to meet it, downward facing dog. Let's take a nice bend of the knees, lifting the heels up. We'll look in between the hands, and we can step, hop, or baby step, whatever you want to do this morning, this evening, this afternoon, whenever you're taking this class. We'll bring the feet hip distance. Hands resting on the mat, keeping the knees bent. We'll let our heads be heavy. When we have freedom here, we can stay where we are or grab opposite elbow and swing back and forth. I like to keep my knees bent here. That way I can lift my hips up even higher and find an even deeper stretch in the hamstrings. On the next exhale, we'll release the hands down and walk them over to the right side, just slightly, keeping the hips square to the front. And then we'll walk the hands over to the left side. Coming to center, we'll bend the knees, pressing all four corners of the feet into the mat as we start to roll up through the spine. Aligning the hips, the center, and the head. Let's roll the shoulders up and back behind us. Taking a few deep breaths here. We'll reach both arms out and up overhead. Reaching, reaching, reaching. And let's let our right arm fall down. Just taking a nice side stretch here. Lifting both arms back to center. Taking an inhale, and on the exhale, we let the left arm fall, reaching the right arm over the top. Coming back to center, both arms lift. And we'll bend the elbows, coming into those cactus arms we had earlier. Maybe taking a slight back bend here. Spreading the fingers. We'll come back to center, lifting everything up. Deep inhale, and on an exhale, we'll swan dive. Everything opens nice and wide. Hips travel back and up. We'll lift up halfway, pressing hands against shins to lengthen. And lower and exhale. Step the right foot back to a lunge. Lifting both arms up, we take our high lunge, squeezing the thighs together. And we'll lower the hands down, stepping left foot to meet the right. And we have freedom here. We can take our cat-cow, lift straight up to downward facing dog, or take a little flow, coming through chaturanga, dropping to the belly, taking a baby cobra, lowering down, and making our way back to our downward facing dog. We'll inhale, right leg lifts, and we'll step it through to our lunge, reaching the arms up. Deep inhale. Exhale, melt the hands down to frame that right foot, and we'll step the left foot to meet it. Halfway lift. Exhale, hands lower. Bend the knees, And roll up through the spine. Arms reach up overhead, hands join together, and pull down to the heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, swan dive, folding over the legs. Inhale, lifting halfway, pressing against the shins. Exhale, hands come down, we step the left foot back. Lift arms up overhead, squeezing thighs. And exhale, hands come down. We step that right foot back to left. And we either take cat-cow, down dog, or a small flow. Lowering to the belly, lifting up cobra, and coming back, downward facing dog. We inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it up and through. High lunge. Melt the hands down. And we'll step that right foot to meet the left. Halfway lift, inhale. And exhale, let it go. Bend your knees. We'll roll up through the spine. Arms reach up overhead. Hands join together to the heart. Inhale, reach the arms out overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step the right foot back. We'll plant that right palm, reach the left arm high. Lowering that hand down, we'll drop the back knee and start to pull the hips back, flexing that left toe, taking our half splits, our Hanuman. Rolling back to our lunge. We'll plant the hands and step that left foot back to meet the right. We'll take our flow or just meet in our downward facing dog. We'll bend the knees, look forward, and start to walk or hop our way back up to forward fold. Lifting halfway. Exhale, hands come down, pressing into the mat. We roll up to stand. Arms reach up, hands join together, and down to the chest. Inhaling, reaching the arms out wide. And exhale, swan dive. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, hands plant on either side of the feet. We step the left foot back. We'll plant the left hand and right arm reaches high. Easy twist. We'll lower that hand down, framing that front foot. We'll drop the back knee and pull the hips back, flexing the toes up towards the face on the right leg. Inhaling, we'll look forward, roll onto that right foot. We'll plant the hands and step the right foot to meet the left, taking our flow. meeting in downward facing dog. Sticking with the breath here. Try to lower the heels down even more. We'll press the hands down as we lift the heels up, lowering the knees. We'll sit the hips back, taking a child's pose. Let's walk the hands over to the right side. And wherever that left hand can reach to, we'll bring the right hand on top of it and pull the hips back. Really enjoy this side stretch. We'll start to move the hands back towards center and then over to the left side. Wherever the right hand is able to reach to, we bring the left hand to top it and pull both hips back. Taking one final breath here. And we'll walk back to center. Bringing the hands back towards the knees, moving very slowly. We'll sit towards the left side, bringing the legs out in front of us. So we'll hold on to the backs of the legs and start to roll down onto the back. Let's bring our right knee in towards our chest. And take a supine twist, taking that knee over to the left side, extending the right arm out. We'll lift back to center. Stretch that right leg long. We'll pull the left knee in. And take it all the way over to the right side. Left arm extends long. Really aiming to bring shoulder down and knee. We don't want to let the shoulder come up off the mat. So we want to stay heavy on this side. And feel free to let the gaze look over towards the hand, or you can keep it up towards the sky. Lifting back to center. We'll extend both legs out long. And let's bring our hands underneath our hips. And we'll take our fish pose. So walking the elbows underneath us, pressing the shoulders down. Head can release back. We'll start to walk the elbows out, lowering down gently. We'll extend both arms by our sides, palms to the sky. Open the legs as wide as we'd like to. And we'll take our Shavasana. Allowing the eyes to shut. or soften. And taking this time to breathe deeply and let the body be heavy, let the bones sink into the mat. Staying here for as long as we would like, scanning through the body, checking in with the feet, the muscles in the legs, and moving all the way up to the facial muscles. Noticing where we might be tight. And feel free to stay here for a few more minutes. And if you don't have time, we will end our practice here, drawing our hands to our hearts, breathing in deeply, and exhaling fully. I appreciate you all. Thank you for taking your time and practicing with me, and taking the time for yourselves to open up. Namaste.